Prophetic time is collapsing. What was delayed is now overdue. If you don't claim it now, what was promised will pass to another. Grace is down to seconds. Hear this decree, for the hour is no longer measured as it once was. Time itself is collapsing. What was once stretched in years, then shortened into months, has now been compressed into mere seconds. The heavens are no longer waiting, for mercy has lingered and patience has stretched beyond its season. What heaven once delayed out of compassion is now declared overdue by divine decree. The scroll of time is rolling shut, and every promise, every prophecy, every inheritance that has tarried is now pressing against the veil, demanding manifestation. In the ancient writings, delay was never a denial but always a test, a furnace in which endurance was refined, a proving ground where faith was weighed. Yet know this, delay was also a threshold. For those who seized it, it became transfer. For those who ignored it, it became loss. And so it is again in this collapsing hour. The Archangel Michael, warrior of the Most High, now stands at the gates of decision, sword drawn, flame blazing, eyes searching. He watches who will rise to claim what heaven has finally released. He watches who will hesitate, who will doubt, who will grow silent when the hour demands a voice. This message is not sent to the idle. It is not sent to the skeptic or the mocker. It is not for the one who sleeps through the trumpet blast. It is for the one whose spirit has been stirred in secret. It is for the one who feels the weight of overdue prophecy pressing against their chest. It is for the one who knows, deep in the marrow of their bones, that time has expired and their name is being called. Beware. Silence now is dangerous. Hesitation is costly. Stillness must not come from fear, but from divine instruction. Grace has collapsed into seconds, and seconds now determine inheritance. The ledger of heaven is recalculating in this very moment, and your obedience will either seal your claim or surrender it into another's hands. You are standing in the collapse of prophetic time, and what was delayed is now overdue. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 1122 is now activated over your life. Hear, O listener, hear the voice that shakes both earth and heaven. The Ancient of Days, the one who holds time in his hands, has declared that delay has ended. Lift your eyes to the heavens, for even as the sun rises, something begins to shift. By the close of this very hour, the spiritual ledger is being recalculated. Every second is now a doorway, every moment a weighty transaction in the unseen realm. What you thought would take years has collapsed into days, and what you thought would tarry for months is now pressing into minutes. Delay has expired, and heaven is restless because time has run out on excuses. Know this truth. Delays were never denials. They were testing points, refining seasons, sharpening places where your faith was forged in fire. They were thresholds meant to separate the idol from the chosen, the wanderer from the warrior, the careless from the call. Every pause, every waiting room, every prolonged silence was heaven measuring your endurance. But the measurement is now complete. The testing is sealed. The hour of compression has come, and the Spirit of the living God is interrupting cycles, collapsing timelines, and forcing divine transactions into this very moment. This word is not for every ear. It is selective. Only those who are tuned into the countdown of heaven will truly hear it. Only those who feel the holy unrest in their spirit, the trembling in their bones, will know that this voice speaks directly to them. Others will hear sound, but you will hear summons. Others will hear noise, but you will hear the trumpet blast. For heaven's clock has struck, and it no longer ticks in seasons. It strikes in seconds. Even now, the Spirit is descending upon those who will not delay their response. The cycles of old are being shattered. The routines that once held you captive are being dissolved. Time itself is bending under the weight of divine decree. You who hear this are standing in an accelerated moment where the past no longer restrains you, and the future is pressing into your present. What was delayed is being commanded forward. What was withheld is being released, and what was bound in heavenly places is now loosed by divine order. Heaven is not waiting. Angels are not idle. A ledger of heaven is being balanced, and the Spirit is watching what you will do with this collapsing window. Do not say in your heart, "Tomorrow I will move. Tomorrow I will act." No, for tomorrow has been swallowed by this very second. Obedience delayed is obedience denied. The command is urgent, and the moment is heavy with destiny. By sunrise, something is shifting. By sunset, the count is sealed. The earth is trembling beneath your feet because destiny has been summoned into now. Do not harden your heart. Do not grow silent when the trumpet sounds. For the Ancient of Days has spoken, and his decree will not be delayed. Prophetic time is collapsing, and what was overdue is being demanded from the heavens. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this decree. Blessing code 7777 is now released over your life. There is a mystery surrounding you, and it has not gone unnoticed. The watchers have been circling. You have felt it in the silence of friends, in the sudden closing of doors that once seemed open, in the quiet withdrawal of those who once walked beside you. It is as though whispers follow your name in secret corridors. There are murmurs that your time has been missed, that your moment has slipped through your hands. But hear this. What others think is your end is only the Spirit's disruption of false alliances. The silence you feel is not abandonment. It is the Spirit cutting away voices that cannot walk with you into the acceleration of this hour. Do not be deceived. What looks like rejection is holy redirection. What feels like emptiness is divine separation. Those who once clapped for you are now silent, and those who once praised you are now distant, because heaven has hidden your unveiling until the appointed collapse of time. They cannot see the cost you paid. They cannot measure the nights of wrestling, the tears shed in secret, the prayers whispered when no one else was listening. They think what is coming will simply fall into your lap, but they do not know the fire you have walked through to hold the weight of what is now overdue. The unrest you feel within your spirit is not confusion. It is not anxiety. It is the Spirit of the living God shaking you awake. Your spirit senses the acceleration before your mind can comprehend it. Your heart knows that something is pressing in, a transfer, a release, a fulfillment that has been postponed until now. You are not wrong to feel uneasy. You are not wrong to feel the trembling in your chest. That disruption within you is the sound of prophecy pressing against delay, demanding to be born. This tension is holy. It is dangerous, but it is holy. The question that heaven lays before you is this: Will you seize what is overdue, or will you let hesitation reassign it into another's hands? Will you stand bold and claim what the Spirit has carried to your doorstep, or will you shrink back and watch the ledger of heaven erase your name? The Spirit will not allow you to remain neutral. Seconds are passing, and each second carries the weight of inheritance. Every delay is collapsing, and heaven is now forcing a decision. Do not let the silence of others define you. Do not let the whispers behind your back write your story. You are standing in the birthing room of overdue prophecy. What was delayed is now overdue, and heaven has sounded the alarm. You are not confused. You are being awakened. You are not abandoned. You are being separated. You are not forgotten. You are being positioned. And in this collapse of time, hesitation is the enemy. Rise, speak, move, claim, because the mystery surrounding you is not a sign of loss, but a sign of imminent release. Heaven's disruption is heaven's preparation. What was hidden is about to be revealed. What was delayed is now overdue. Type "I will not miss my moment" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 1414 is now surrounding you. Beloved, if this word is stirring your spirit, then you know heaven is speaking directly to you in this collapsing hour. Every seed you sow into this mission is not just support. It is all poured into the lamps of countless souls waiting for light in their midnight hour. This is not about funding a platform. It is about fueling the spread of God's word across nations. The Lord says, "He who sows generously will also reap generously." That verse is not a memory. It is a living command, active right now for those who act in obedience. I feel pressed to say, your act of giving is a prophetic act, a response to heaven's acceleration, and it will unlock blessings in your own life as you help ignite faith in others. If you have been blessed, consider releasing a seed through Super Thanks, becoming a channel of support through membership, or sowing directly through the PayPal link in the description. As you give, heaven responds, and your name is written into the testimony of souls transformed. Move now, with urgency and faith. Do not be deceived into thinking your delays were coincidences. Do not imagine for a moment that time simply slipped away by chance. No, beloved, every delay, every hindrance, every season of waiting was contested in the spirit realm. You were not delayed because you were forgotten. You were delayed because you were marked. The enemy of your soul saw what was written in your scroll, and he deployed his legions to slow you, to distract you, to frustrate you, to chain you in cycles that kept you from rising into the fullness of your inheritance. The battle has always been about your timeline, because your timeline carries keys to unlock not only your life, but the lives of many others who are tied to your obedience. Understand this. The adversary does not waste energy fighting what has no value. He resists what carries weight. He interferes where there is treasure. He opposes where there is destiny. If you have been delayed, it is because heaven marked you for an inheritance so weighty that the kingdom of darkness sought to slow its release. Every obstacle you faced was not random. It was targeted. Every battle you endured was not meaningless. It was intentional. The greater the resistance, the greater the proof of the inheritance that waits. The conflict you have lived through has been nothing less than war over ownership. Heaven wrote your name on promises, but hell has tried to rewrite the ledger. Yet hear this, heaven's decree stands above every demonic delay. What was written cannot be erased. What was spoken cannot be silenced. What was decreed cannot be overturned. The delays were not denials. They were battlegrounds, and your endurance has been no weapon. Even now, angels are watching how you respond in this compressed window. Your obedience is being measured in seconds, not seasons. Heaven is weighing your action in this collapsing moment. Will you claim what belongs to you, or will hesitation cause the inheritance to be reassigned? The enemy has fought hard to slow you, but if you rise now, you will not only recover what was delayed, you will overtake and surpass. The very resistance you endured is about to testify of the weight you carry. Do not shrink back. Do not think yourself weak. You have already proven stronger than you realize. The delays did not crush you. They trained you. The resistance did not defeat you. It identified you. You are one of the marked, one of the chosen, one of those heaven has trusted with keys to unlock what others cannot. That is why the war raged against you. That is why the delays multiplied around you. You were not resisted because you were weak, but because you carry something strong enough to shift generations. Now the hour has come. Seconds are heavy, and obedience cannot be delayed. The war was never about mere time. It was about inheritance. And heaven is declaring now, what was delayed is overdue. What was resisted is released, and what was contested is collapsing into your hands. Rise, warrior. The war has identified you, and the promise is ready. Type "I am armored" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 1717 is now surrounding you. Hear me with trembling, for the hour of warning has arrived. The time of delay has ended, and what once lingered in waiting is now being forced into movement. A transfer of promises is imminent, and it will not wait for hesitation. Within the span of 72 hours, heaven is initiating a divine exchange. Some will rise and receive what has been overdue. Others will watch it slip into the hands of those ready to steward it with obedience. The scrolls are being reassigned. The ledgers of heaven are being recalculated. That which was entrusted but mismanaged is now being stripped away. That which was delayed but faithfully contended for is being released in acceleration. This is the hour of divine redistribution, and heaven is watching who will act. The trumpet of warning sounds with clarity. Hesitation now equals forfeiture. Do not think you have the luxury of time. Do not lull yourself into believing that another season will open for you to decide. That illusion has passed. The season is closed. Time has collapsed, and only seconds remain to determine ownership. Action equals inheritance. Obedience equals possession. Delay equals loss. The Spirit of the living God is drawing a line, and only those who cross in faith will see the transfer fall into their hands. Do not mistake this warning for a gentle invitation. It is not. It is a decree from the throne. Heaven is restless because the hour has expired on excuses. You cannot continue in cycles of hesitation and expect to carry overdue promises. The scrolls are rolling, the seals are breaking, and the names are being written. Every moment of indecision is a moment where your inheritance can shift into the account of another. What you refuse to claim, another will rise and seize. What you hesitate to grasp, another will boldly receive. And yet, the promise is still before you, waiting for your response. This is both opportunity and danger. It is both crisis and invitation. The same collapsing of time that opens doors also closes them. The same moment that can seal your blessing can also transfer it away. Do not think heaven is idle. Do not think angels are sleeping. They are already in motion, carrying scrolls, shifting ledgers, delivering assignments. The only question left is whose name will remain attached when the ink dries. Beloved, hear the weight of this hour. The Spirit will not tolerate hesitation any longer. If you are to move, move now. If you are to speak, speak now. If you are to step forward now. The hour is compressed. Seconds are heavy. And heaven has declared what was delayed is overdue. What is overdue must be transferred. The choice remains in your hands for but a fleeting moment. Then the exchange will be sealed. Take this warning to heart, for the collapse of prophetic time is not a metaphor. It is reality. The inheritance will not remain suspended any longer. Heaven's distribution has begun, and this moment will decide where the blessing lands. Rise quickly, act swiftly, obey fully, for hesitation equals forfeiture, and action equals inheritance. Type "I will not hesitate" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 2020 is now activated over your life. Beloved, the heavens are not only sounding a warning, they are also extending guidance. For though the moment is urgent, the Lord has not left you without direction. The Ancient of Days does not thrust his chosen into battle without strategy. The Spirit is whispering a clear command: be still before you move, and listen before you act. This stillness is not paralysis born of fear, but alignment born of wisdom. It is not hesitation that forfeits, but Spirit-led silence that prepares. To receive what is overdue, you must be positioned correctly, and positioning requires both obedience and posture. Do not mistake noise for movement. The world will rush with false urgency, pushing you to scatter your strength, to act without clarity. But the Spirit calls you to holy stillness, to listen closely, to fast, to pray, to quiet the distractions of your flesh. In the next 3 days, heaven is opening a window of alignment, and in this window, your posture will determine your possession. Set yourself apart. Shut the doors that drain your focus. Close your ears to voices that confuse. The only voice you need in this hour is the whisper of the Spirit, for He alone carries the map to your overdue inheritance. Hear this: you cannot miss what is yours if you claim it in obedience. But you can delay it again if you choose to move in fear. The protective hand of heaven surrounds those who surrender, who bow their will and say, "Lord, not my way, but yours." This is the secret of divine covering, not striving, but yielding. Heaven fights for those who posture themselves and surrender. Angels are dispatched not to the proud, but to the yielded. Those who are still before God will move with supernatural clarity when He gives the command. Michael, the Archangel of War, stands ready. His sword is drawn, his shield is lifted, and he watches for those who align themselves in obedience. Do not fear what comes against you, for heaven has gone before you. Do not tremble at the size of the resistance, for the Lord of hosts has already declared the outcome. Your task is not to fight for what is yours, but to posture yourself so heaven fights on your behalf. You need only be still, listen, and then move at the sound of his voice. Take courage in this truth. The Spirit has not brought you this far to abandon you. You are not unprotected. You are not vulnerable. The collapse of time may feel heavy, but it is also holy. Heaven surrounds you, covering you as a shield. The fire of God encircles your destiny. The angelic host stands guard. What is yours cannot be stolen. What is promised cannot be erased. And what is overdue will not be denied if you yield in obedience. This is your protective counsel. Stillness before action. Surrender before possession. Silence before decree. For in the quiet place, instructions will come. And when they come, you will move not in confusion, but in power. You will walk not in fear, but in authority. Heaven is guarding your steps, for what was delayed is now overdue, and your obedience will seal it into your hands. Type "I am covered" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 3030 is now surrounding you. Hear me now. Beloved, you are not the same person who first received the promise. You are not the same vessel who trembled at the thought of carrying destiny. The delays you endured did not destroy you, they remade you. Every waiting season, every resisted moment, every contested promise forged you in fire. You thought delay meant weakness, but delay became your strength. You thought the waiting diminished you, but the waiting refined you. You are no longer fragile clay. You are fire-tested gold. You are no longer a fledgling. You are an eagle whose wings have been stretched by the winds of resistance. Heaven has hidden your transformation until this hour, but now you rise as a vessel prepared for overdue prophecy. The victim narrative must be broken. You were not delayed because you were unworthy. You were delayed because you were chosen. You were not overlooked. You were protected. The promises tarried because you were being shaped to carry them. The resistance did not break you. It revealed your strength. The silence of heaven was not abandonment. It was heaven's forge, burning away what could not stand in the acceleration that is now upon you. Every scar is a testimony of endurance. Every tear is a seed of inheritance. Every unanswered season has become the evidence that you are ready now. Do not believe the lie that you lost time. You have gained weight in the Spirit. Do not believe the illusion that others have passed you. They ran ahead while you were being equipped. Now, when you rise, you will rise stronger, sharper, and more enduring. You have been refined while others merely move. And when the collapse of time accelerates, you will overtake what once seemed lost. For heaven has not only preserved your promise, heaven has multiplied it in secret. See yourself now as heaven sees you. You are not waiting in weakness. You are standing in readiness. You are not a prisoner of delay. You are a carrier of divine acceleration. The promises that seemed heavy before now light upon your shoulders because you have been strengthened. The responsibilities that seemed overwhelming before are now aligned with your capacity because you have been enlarged. You have become a new vessel, and the overdue prophecy will not crush you. It will crown you. This is your hour of empowerment. Rise with boldness. Rise with certainty. Rise with the authority of one who has endured the fire and survive. You are no longer waiting to be chosen. You are chosen. You are no longer waiting for confirmation. You are confirmed. The Archangel Michael declares over you, heaven has hidden your refinement until now, but now the unveiling comes. You rise, not as who you were, but as who you were always destined to be. Type I am refined in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 4545 is now activated over your life. Now listen closely, for the mystery of your delay must be revealed. Heaven has not ignored you, nor has it overlooked your cries. The silence you endured was not a sign of abandonment, but of alignment. Every moment of delay was heaven arranging pieces beyond your sight. People were being shifted. Places were being prepared. Provision was being gathered. Heaven was orchestrating details you could not see, for your inheritance required more than your readiness. It required the readiness of everything connected to you. The collapse of time now is not punishment. It is acceleration. It is the culmination of alignments that could not be rushed, yet now cannot be delayed any longer. Do you not see? What seemed like divine silence was actually divine construction. The throne was aligning conversations, redirecting relationships, removing counterfeits, exposing hidden enemies, and preparing divine connections. Had the promise come too soon, it would have been devoured. Had it arrived before its time, it would have slipped through unready hands. But heaven was patient, and now patience has given way to decree. The delay has expired. The alignments are complete, and the word of the Lord thunders. Your overdue prophecy is unlocking now. This collapse of time is heaven breaking protocol for you. Rules that applied to others will not apply to you in this hour. Paths that took others years will be compressed into months, even days, for you. Doors that refused to budge will now open suddenly, because the Ancient of Days has remembered your name in the courts of heaven. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. Your name has been spoken in heavenly chambers, and the order has been signed. Release what was withheld. Accelerate what was delayed. Deliver what is overdue. What was once impossible is now unavoidable. What was once postponed is now pressing into the present. The Spirit of God declares, I break delay, I collapse time, I release what was restrained. The hour of divine acceleration is upon you. The waiting has ended, the alignment is complete, and the inheritance is being carried toward you by the hands of angels. All creation groans with urgency because the decree has gone forth. Prophetic time has collapsed, and what was delayed is now overdue. Do not doubt in this moment. Do not question whether it is for you. Your spirit already knows it. The trembling you feel is confirmation. The disruption you sense is heaven's signal. The promises you once wept over are now alive again because they are at your doorstep. The scrolls are open. The ledgers are recalculated. Your name is remembered, and the transfer is happening now. Type I am remembered in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 5252 is now released over your life. Beloved, as you hear this revelation, know that the same word lifting you is also meant to reach countless others standing on the edge of their overdue moment. Every seed you sow helps ignite this message in lives that are desperate for breakthrough. When you give, you are not giving to a platform. You are sowing into light, into oil, into fire that will carry the word into darkened hearts. The Lord says, "My word shall not return void, but it shall accomplish that which I please." When you support this mission through Super Thanks, YouTube membership, or by sowing directly through the PayPal link in the description, you are becoming part of heaven's delivery system for that word. I say this prophetically. Your giving is not a donation. It is participation and acceleration. It is a holy act that aligns you with the very word you are receiving. Heaven sees, heaven records, and heaven rewards. Act now, with urgency, for your seed unlocks doors not only for you, but for the many who will be reached. Beloved, the revelation has been given, but revelation without response is wasted. What was delayed is now overdue, and heaven is waiting for your yes. The Spirit does not release prophetic time into collapse without requiring a human response. The courts of heaven have recalculated, the scrolls have been reassigned, and the angelic host is on the move. Now the question is not, will heaven move? For heaven has already moved. The question is, will you rise? Will you declare? Will you step into your inheritance without hesitation? This is the moment where destiny demands activation. You cannot simply listen. You must respond. You cannot remain silent. You must declare. Heaven waits for your agreement, for your bold affirmation, for your faith-filled decree that aligns earth with heaven. Say it aloud with trembling power. I will not miss my moment. I will not surrender my inheritance. I will not let overdue prophecy pass me by. Your words carry weight in this collapsing hour. Your voice, released in faith, seals what heaven has already written. Do not underestimate the urgency. Seconds are pregnant with destiny. Each one requires action. This is the time to apply, to speak, to move, to step forward into the very doors that are swinging open. Do not overthink. Do not delay. Move as though heaven has already prepared the outcome, because it has. The Spirit has already gone before you. The host of heaven has already cleared the path. The only thing left is your step of faith, and with that step, overdue inheritance collapses into your hands. Hear this clearly. Activation is not timid. Activation is not half-hearted. Activation is bold, loud, unwavering, fearless. Destiny demands that you act with courage. The Spirit is pressing you out of comfort, pushing you beyond hesitation, stretching you into the courage you already carry. You are not called to crawl into destiny. You are called to rise and take it with authority. The angels are watching. Heaven is recording. This moment will not return, and your obedience will echo in eternity. Rise up, declare with your mouth, step with your feet, and act with your hands. For the promise is not hovering anymore, it is descending. The inheritance is not delayed anymore, it is overdue. The moment is not tomorrow, it is now. Heaven says, this is your transfer, this is your possession, this is your hour of activation. You must rise, and you must not hesitate. Beloved, destiny is calling your name. Say yes with your words. Say yes with your faith. Say yes with your actions. And as you do, the angels of the Lord are sealing your claim. Prophetic time has collapsed, and what was delayed is now yours, if you activate it now. Type "I am activated" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 6060 is now upon your life. Beloved, while you wrestle with time in the natural, heaven has already begun the exchange in the unseen. Do not think for a moment that silence equals inactivity. While your mind has questioned, while your heart has longed, while your body has waited, heaven has been working in silence. The Spirit of the Lord whispers that even as you slept, angels were reordering the clock of your destiny. The scrolls that recorded your delays have been overturned. The ledgers that tracked your waiting have been recalculated. Assignments are being stripped from the careless and placed into the hands of the faithful. There is a silent exchange happening in the spirit realm, and it is happening now. Do not imagine this to be metaphorical. It is literal in the spirit. Even now, angels carry scrolls from one hand to another. Even now, names are being erased and rewritten. Even now, mantles are being lifted from shoulders that would not carry them and laid upon those who endured the fire. What was stolen is being returned. What was withheld is being released. What was delayed is rushing forward. In the silence of the night, while no one was watching, heaven recalibrated everything. Seconds became pregnant with destiny, and now the contractions of prophecy are forcing birth. This is why you have felt the trembling in your spirit, even when nothing around you looked different. Your soul has sensed what your eyes could not see. The weight you felt in prayer, the unrest you carried in stillness, was the vibration of heaven's clock striking acceleration. Do not dismiss it. That restlessness was proof of transfer. That unease was evidence of movement. Heaven is never still, and in this collapsing hour, heaven is moving faster than your thoughts can comprehend. Hear the decree. Seconds are no longer empty. Every moment now carries weight. Every passing breath is an exchange. Heaven is collapsing delay into delivery. In the spirit realm, what was withheld is now descending. In the spirit realm, what was overdue is rushing to manifest. The angels are not waiting for your permission. They are waiting for your agreement. You must align your words, your faith, your posture to receive what is being placed into your account even now. This silent exchange is holy and irreversible. Once the transfer is sealed, no power of darkness can steal it. No force of resistance can delay it. No whisper of doubt can undo it. Heaven's recalculation is final. The courts of heaven have ruled, and the angels are enforcing the verdict. Delay is over, denial is broken, and the overdue has ended the now. The only question left is, will you rise to claim what has already been transferred in the spirit? Beloved, the unseen realm is not waiting for your understanding. It is waiting for your bold agreement. Heaven has reordered the clock, and destiny is collapsing into your present moment. Say yes. Declare yes. Receive the silent exchange that has already taken place on your behalf. Seconds are heavy. Seconds are holy. Seconds are carrying your overdue promise from heaven's vaults into your hands. Type "I receive the transfer" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 8181 is now activated over your life. Hear the decree of the Lord of hosts. Justice is rolling down like a river, and reversal is flowing like a flood. What was withheld will not only be restored, it will be restored with interest. Every delay that mocked your faith, every closed door that laughed at your endurance, every whisper that accused you of being forgotten, is about to be silenced by the roar of reversal. Heaven has declared that the scales are balanced now. The time of waiting has not weakened your inheritance. It has multiplied it. The season of delay has not robbed you. It has compounded your reward. Those who mocked you in your waiting will witness your rising. Those who counted you out will see you carried in acceleration. Those who assumed the delay meant denial will watch as heaven places double portion into your hands. Do not be surprised when the same mouths that ridiculed your faith are forced to confess your favor. The delay was not wasted. It was collecting interest in the vaults of heaven. Now, as time collapses, the floodgates burst open, and you are stepping into multiplied recompense. Justice is not only restoration, it is vindication. The very places of shame will become stages of glory. The very pits where you were pushed down will become platforms where you are raised up. Heaven has not forgotten how you endured ridicule, how you walked faithfully while mocked, how you held on to promises while accused of folly. Every tear was recorded, every sigh was noted, every cry was bottled. And now the Lord declares, I repay, I restore, I reverse. What was meant to break you will now build you. What was meant to rob you will now enrich you. This reversal is swift, and it is public. It will not be hidden. The same crowd that thought delay defeated you will be the same crowd that witnesses your breakthrough. The very ones who believed your time was wasted will see that heaven was multiplying your time. You will outrun those who thought they had surpassed you. You will overtake those who mocked your waiting. For the Spirit of the Lord says, I will put speed in your feet. I will crown your obedience with acceleration. You will not crawl, you will soar. You will not beg, you will inherit. You will not trail behind, you will overtake. Even now, unseen forces are working to secure this reversal. Angels are restoring what was stolen. The Spirit is pulling back what was withheld. The courts of heaven have signed the order of recompense. The delay is expired, and the reversal is irreversible. Take courage in this. You will not only recover, but you will rise higher than before. You will not only receive, but you will receive more than was lost. The justice of God is perfect, and it is being executed now. Beloved, this is your moment of vindication. Do not fear. Do not waver. The reversal has begun, and the justice of heaven will not fail you. The scales are balanced, the delay is broken, and the flood of recompense is rushing into your hands. Type divine justice in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 9090 is now covering your life. Beloved, hear this final decree. Prophetic time has collapsed. The waiting rooms are empty. The hourglasses overturned. The scrolls seal. Delays have expired, and grace has compressed into seconds. No longer will you measure your life in seasons of postponement. No longer will you wonder if your name is forgotten. No longer will you wrestle with the silence of heaven. The decree is settled. What was delayed is now overdue, and what was overdue is now placed into your hands. May your eyes see the sudden doors that heaven swings open before you. May your hands receive the inheritance long promised. May your feet walk swiftly into acceleration, and may your spirit not hesitate when heaven calls. You are chosen, you are sealed, you are covered, and you are carried into divine acceleration. No force of darkness can stop what has been decreed. No scheme of man can steal what has been reassigned. The Ancient of Days has spoken, and his word stands eternal. Time has collapsed, delay has died, and your overdue inheritance is alive in this very moment. So rise now, without fear. Rise with boldness. Rise with certainty. Rise with the authority of one whose name is written in heaven's courts. You are no longer waiting, you are receiving. You are no longer wondering, you are witnessing. The collapse of prophetic time has come, and your inheritance is sealed into your life. Rise, for heaven has collapsed time for you. Type "I am sealed" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 1001 is now resting over your life. Beloved, before we close, hear this with your spirit. When you stand under a prophetic word like this, your response is more than agreement. It is participation. Every time you sow, every time you support this mission, you are stepping into the stream of what heaven is doing, helping this word reach those who are starving for hope. For the Lord says, "Give, and it shall be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." That promise is alive, breathing, and waiting for your obedience. When you release a seed through Super Thanks, when you join this family through membership, or when you sow directly through the PayPal link in the description, you are not just giving. You are prophesying with your resources. You are declaring, delay is broken, and I align with heaven's acceleration. And heaven sees it. Heaven records it. Heaven multiplies it. Do not wait. Respond in faith, and let your act of support seal this word over your life as you help carry it into countless others.